This is Judge Joe Brown. Maybe I'll tell you a whole lot of stuff you never knew. Watch the whole interview here on INeverKnewTV.com Premium.
What does education in America look like moving forward if it doesn't have an education department?
I don't know. It's propaganda. It is socialization and acculturation toward a negative, toward a dysfunction. You see, this is the 21st century. And we were talking about this yet. The woke. Yeah, man, I'm going to get me. Hey, man, I'm
we
going
gotta
to
talk about it. Don't say that yet. We're going to talk about it.
We're
going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that.
That kind of dysfunctional fantasy. Like, man, this is 21st century. Why do you refuse to deal with preparing for your environment? Used to be you had to learn how to hunt, read sign. Let's see, 3 deer came through here about an hour ago, and a buck came through about 15 minutes ago, and they went that way. And if I go over there, you see, and I can bring home dinner, for the next 2 or 3 days. Or I know how to plant, the crops, and, I know how to deal with being a warrior. You have to learn your world. Nowadays, nobody has to learn because somebody does it for you because you are entitled. You go from cradle to grave, never getting out of that damn cradle because somebody's supposed to feed you, take care of you, manage you, and protect you. You're not obligated to do that because you're entitled. And when you don't know how to do it, the skill set, atrophies, just like if you sit in a chair and you're a couch potato, your body atrophies. You become unhealthy, dysfunctional, and physically weak. Well, the same thing goes with your mind.
You know what I observed that things have moved so fast and people are stuck in their ways. I'll give you an example, right? From what I understand, the origins of education was strictly made to prepare people to work in factories. So you're just functional enough. You don't have any critical thinking skills. But we've evolved so much, and I think collectively, government and individuals have dropped the ball because you're not providing children with skills to function in this modern society.
You're not. Public education came to the fore for several purposes. One, so that the educated person understood what the purpose of his system was, got some idea of its history, got some idea of its glory, got some idea of the expectations, learned to read and write sufficiently to read stuff so you didn't have to get it word of mouth. Somebody could give you an instruction sheet. Owner's manual, so to speak, or give you something in writing you could read on your own without somebody having to take the time to lecture you about it, where you could do math sufficient to work on the production line, because when public education really hit, the idea was the 20th century will soon be here and it will be an industrialized world, so we need to prepare our population to deal with the Industrial Revolution so they can fit in. And now we have a enhanced need for STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, but we don't teach our children that. We deal with the dumbest MF in the class who is clowned around, has no home training, does not have a foundation, and we expect these educational institutions to waste a whole lot of time trying to put in this child's head what should have been put there at home.
Why do they allow disruptive forces to stay in classrooms?
I don't know.
Because I taught, right? You taught too.
Yeah.
And the thing people don't understand is that this child destroys the earning potential of the children in their class when they're in there with this child every day for years. Because remember, usually, you continue with the same kids if they don't get kicked out. So you may have a child that's been in an environment with no learning for 3, 5, 8 years. So legally, why is it so hard to remove a child from a school based on your understanding?
You took discipline out of the schools. It is not discipline to give the child what he wants. You'll be in the semi-suspension, in-school suspension, sitting out in the hallway in a chair outside of the principal's office. This kid doesn't want to go to class. You're giving him exactly what he wants. Your punishment becomes an incentive. When I went to school, Joe Brown, come here. Mr. Miller, I ain't done nothing. Get in here, boy. You got wrong on your mind. Put your hands on your knees. Look at that wall. Don't eyeball me. And you get a stroke with the razor strap or the ping pong paddle, which was likely to break every third or fourth attempt. All right? Now get out of here. And and get that off of your mind. Man, why you tell Mr. Miller? Man, I ain't said nothing. Yes, you have. I didn't know, because he's a grown man. He can read your mind, so to speak, because he's been there himself. And old man Miller lost one eye because he got decorated in a war. And, you know, you had a whole lot of men who were teachers and coaches, and this guy has got a limp because he got shot in the war, you know. Or he comes back and he's been killing Germans or Japanese or Italians, and he's not playing with you because he's not afraid of you. But nowadays, the school teachers are afraid of the children. Oh, my God, they're so threatening. What? Why are you teaching school? You know, and then you have school systems where you fire the teachers with the master's degrees, the PhDs, the 80, 90,000 a year with 25, 30 years experience and a lot of accolades as a master teacher, so you can hire, like in the Memphis area, beginners at 28,000 a year, and they only need a 2-year college degree, an associate degree. 32,000 if they have a 4-year degree. And how the devil are you going to teach on that? You're getting, you know, the rejects, so to speak. Who wants to go through all of that unless you're just dedicated to the idea of teaching, to start off at 32,000 a year for what you're going to have to pay back over a 15-year period for student loans? Oh, yeah, forgot. If you teach in a public school for a certain number of years, your loans are forgiven. Or you're doing that while you're putting would-be spouse through school, grad school. Oh, but no, we don't have marriage these days, so that doesn't apply. So there are all kinds of disincentives for what's going on. I remember about 4 years ago, we had a very concerned high school principal in the Memphis area. He was trying to run a tight ship. So we're taking a tour of the campus, and I'm looking at this young woman leaning up against the wall with some hot knit shorts on with her butt cheeks out and a halter and a belly ring and tattoos. And I'm going, Principal, you let students dress like that? He said, Judge, that's not a student. I said, it's some kid's parent? He said, that's a teacher. This is Judge Joe Brown. Maybe I'll tell you a whole lot of stuff you never knew. Watch the whole interview here on INeverKnewTV.com Premium.